The cards for Band of the Wolf have just dropped. I'm going to break down all the best cards. Why am I doing this with my hand? I'm going to go over all the best new cards, all the new archetypes you can expect to see, and let you know which cards you should be picking up in anticipation for the new set. Let's dive in. All right, guys, here are the new cards from the new set. Basically, I'm going to skip over a bunch and just kind of highlight some of my favorites and the most powerful in the new set. And then I'll do another video coming up where I actually do tier lists and stuff like that, where I rank all the cards. But for now, I'm going to highlight the best ones, and I'm also going to tell you what the new archetypes are that you can expect to see, which are going to be a lot of Olympians, Olympian War, Olympian Light, both going to be very strong. We're going to see some Nether Deception, going to be very strong. Amazon's got a little bit of support. Structure Magic got a lot of support, a lot. So those are the main new archetypes. But now let's look at some of the cards from those archetypes and see what's up. First of all, I got to highlight this guy because he's a dragon, and he's the only dragon in the set. I've been wanting more dragons. We finally got one. This guy's pretty cool. After a card is played, this creature gains +1 strength until the end of your turn. This immediately makes me want to make a meme deck where I play Lost in the Depths, obliterate my entire deck except for Shalefire and 2 Magic Inks, play Shalefire, somehow make it survive a turn, and then just play 100 Magic Inks the following turn and murder my opponent. So stay tuned for that meme deck because we're going to make it happen somehow. Alright, so Ico is a 4-mana 5/2 with Protected. It's got Roar, destroy your opponent's relic, ability, deal this creature's strength as damage. So you have to deal with it immediately, or you can start doing 5 damage per turn. Abilities have historically always been really slow. This also has a Roar. You can use this as your relic removal, and then it has a massive upside if it sticks. The Protected does make it probably 2 for 1 every time. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty strong card, but abilities are slow, 2 health is weak. It remains to be seen about this guy, but I definitely would keep my eye on this one as being a really good card. Automabon, so we don't know what ally is. This is one of the major mysteries still, is we don't know what ally does. My guess, and this is just a guess, is that you need to have a same tribe card on the board when you play this, and that is your ally. So in other words, if you already have a structure on board, like a Rampart, a 1/5 with Frontline, for 1 mana, then you pip this out on the same first opening turn. It gives +1 armor to the Rampart, and now you have a 2/2 and a 1/5 with armor on turn 1, which seems ridiculously strong. So Structure Magic definitely going to be back in a big way. Ember Oni. This is the new massive Demogorgon. It's a common. Everyone's going to be running this in every single deck that is mid-range or control. You could probably even put it in aggro decks. This card is ridiculously strong. It's 7 mana, 5/7, Leech, burn 2, Roar, deal 2 damage to each other creature and give them burn +2. So let's say your opponent has 6 creatures on board, each with 2 health. This wipes their entire board and heals you for 12. Let's say they all have 4 health, still heals you for 12, does 2 damage to all of them, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, they all burn up and they all die as well. You get to heal for a lot with this. Probably more than with demos. However, a demo does put things to sleep and then basically gives you a free turn. So demo's still stronger, but Ember Oni, ridiculously strong and going to be basically free. Well, not free, but it's a common, so it's going to be very cheap. We got some Amazons, Olympians, super hot. Hortuck, Fallen Commander. All right, this guy is a 7 mana 5/5, so you better have some really good text. He's got Roar, pick 1. Gain Blitz and Protected, or Frontline and Leech. Then you get to summon 2 3/3 Fallen Legions with the keywords not picked. That is wild. But basically, you can either have a 5/5 with Blitz and Protected, and then 2 3/3 Frontline and Leeches, or you can have 2 3/3 Blitz Protectors with a Frontline with Leech. This is crazy. Like, that's a lot of stats. It's a lot of Leech. It's a neutral card. This is going to be ridiculously strong as well, especially with the healing. Ashen Child seems really strong at first glance. It's a 1 mana 2/1 Olympian. Again, War Olympian going to be huge. Afterlife, give this creature strength and health to a random Olympian in your hand. So yes, you're going to have to make decks that have like 20 Olympians in them, because there's a lot of cards that synergize with each other card. However, if you play things like Out of Its Misery, get an Ashen Child in your hand, it's a 5/4, this dies, and now suddenly it's giving 5/4 to another creature. That's crazy. Even just playing Out of Its Misery in the same deck as Ashen Child is a great target for it. I mean, you can play Out of Its Misery on the Ashen Child, it dies, you get to draw something with +3/+3, and it gives something +2/+1 all at once in your hand. So Ashen Child going to be very big. And Light Olympians also going to be big. So Camaraderie, draw 2 Light Olympians. If a card drawn this way has mana cost of 3 or less, summon it instead. So basically you can make a very aggressive Light Olympian deck, all 3 mana or less, for instance. You play this for 4 mana, you can even pip it out on turn 3, and instead of getting to summon 1 3-mana card on turn 3, you actually get to summon 2 of them because it will draw both and then just play them both. The Camaraderie definitely looking very strong. Giramonte Boon Tinkerer is a 4-mana warded armored, very tough to kill. After you summon a structure, add a 1-mana 1/1 copy to your hand. This will really depend on if structures can really take off or not, but this does seem very tough to kill. You can't just kill it with a destroy spell because it's got ward, and you can't just hit it with something because it's got armor. It's a little bit weak, but maybe you can buff it. Reneko Heartmother is going to be nuts here. So we got 2-mana 2/3. Ally, set a creature's strength equal to its health. So at first glance, maybe that's not super great, right? But there's a lot of cards that can buff health, and in this set, there's a bunch of things that actually also synergize with this. So in the Genesis set, there's a card called Anoint, which doubles the health of a creature. And then you have Aegeus of the Innocent, which the roar is give +3 health to a friendly Olympian, then set its strength equal to its health. So again, you play Anoint, then you play Aegeus of the Innocent, and this also has ongoing capabilities of after a friendly character takes damage, heal it for 1. That part's not really nearly as important as the other part. However, this is still nice that you can get some usage out of it. It's almost like a spell with a little bit of after effect there. Rios the Old Wolf. This card might be the best one in the set. It's got Blitz for 5 mana. It's a 4/6. You barely lose any stats. And it's got Blitz. I mean, like, for 5 mana, a 5/6 would be typical for stats with no text. And then this has crazy text. After this creature destroys another creature, give that creature strength and health to a random Olympian in your hand. Again, we can make things like the Ashen Child bigger. We can make just any Olympian in our hand enormous. You can easily kill something that's either like a 2/4 or even a 4/4. Whatever the case is, this can definitely take something out. It's got Blitz. Gamma is a hidden for 1 turn. After a friendly nether damages your opponent's god, pull the top card of their deck to your hand. You can already have a couple nethers on the board when you play this, and then swing them that same turn, so you can immediately steal like 2 or 3 cards from your opponent's deck. That seems pretty nuts. Plus this is hidden and a nether, so I mean you're probably going to get a couple more usages out of it. Argus really synergizes here with that health buff. So Argus is a 3-mana 4/1. He's got armor and frontline. After a different creature's maximum health increases, this creature gains the same amount of health. So you play Anoint on that Pyramid Warden. The Pyramid Warden then becomes a 2/12, and then this also gains that same 6 health. This is now a 4/7 with frontline and armor. I mean, you can do a lot of crazy things with Argus. Remains to be seen how powerful this will be. It's a bit of a meme, but man, if you can pull it off, it's going to be ridiculous. Divya the Deadly Serenade. After a different friendly Amazon deals damage, deal 2 damage to the same target. This seems okay for Amazon decks. They have a lot of little 1/1s that they can spit out, so if you just ram a 1/1 into something, this then also deals 2 more damage to it. Suddenly this is pretty powerful. Poison Dart, very interesting. It's a 4-mana deadly spell. Deal 1 damage to a creature. So this is the first spell, I think, with Deadly. You can just straight up kill any target as long as it doesn't have armor, which in this new set, there's a lot of armor. So it remains to be seen how powerful this will be. There should always be targets for Poison Dart, though. And you probably can run a copy or 2 in Control Nature. Seems like a very useful card to have to take out one of these massive targets, so long as it doesn't have armor. Retribution seems nuts. So Retribution is a 1 mana spell that can deal 2 damage to a creature. So that's basically like Auric Rush can deal 2 damage to a single target, or it can do 1 to everything for 1 mana. But this can also, if there are 3 or more Olympians in your void, deal 6 damage instead. That's insane. A 1 mana deal 6 damage. That is crazy. This card is going to be ridiculously strong in these Olympian War decks. I think Olympian War is going to be like the hottest thing out of this set. It just seems so strong. All right, we're back around to the beginning. So that's it for this set for now. That's only 36 cards, I believe, out of the 38. And apparently the other 2 are like the chase cards, and they haven't revealed those yet. So I'll definitely be making more content as this set continues to roll out. So in anticipation of the new cards coming out, today's video is actually sponsored by Aqua.xyz, the best marketplace for picking up all these cards that you need to get now. So Olympians are going to be super hot. You can filter down here the tribe to Olympians, and we can filter out the god down to I like war. I picked up diamond copies of a lot of cards. I'm going to filter down to just meteorite as well here. So this is just war. You can also pick neutral because you're going to be able to play neutral in addition to war. And here's all your Olympians that you're going to want to be running in your war deck. I picked up a diamond Wolf Cult Vanguard. This card is phenomenal. I picked up diamond White Fur Guard, diamond Lycios Adherent. I picked up a Here to Kiss or 2 as well. I think this card could be really strong. It's always been a very strong card. But if you can buff cards in your hand and turn this into, let's say, I don't know, a 7-10, and then plus it spirals every single turn when you drop this. If it's a 6 mana 10-10 that deals 10 damage to a creature that you get to target, like that's crazy. But there's a lot of really strong Olympians out there. Go check them out on Aqua.xyz and stay tuned for more content about Band of the Wolf.